Hello, 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 everybody. It is Friday and it is Fun Funnel Friday. It is a special edition of Fun Funnel Friday because somebody in our paid 8-week program requested that we do a training on how to create a members area inside of ClickFunnels. So I thought I would use today's Fun Funnel Friday to walk you through the tutorial on how to do that. So I am sharing on our page and inside of both of our groups, both paid and free group today. So I thought I would share the love since this is a bonus training. So I'm going to take a few minutes and just confirm that we're actually live. So stick with me. I always have to do this because you just never know. Okay. Here we go. Okay, looks like we are live. Perfect. I apologize if you hear construction or gardener or something in the background. You gotta love working from home and all the things, the distractions. Usually it's my child or it's my my wife vacuuming or something like that. But anyway, today we're going to build out a members area inside of ClickFunnels. I have not actually prepared any of this. I just thought I would do this about 10 minutes ago. So you're going to see me do it on the fly. And I'm going to share actually just hold with me just one moment while I shut the window. Okay, my apologies for that. That would drive me absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'm going to hit record so I can have this. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And we're going to pop into ClickFunnels. So this is my ClickFunnels account. And as you can see, I have a ton of share funnels and just random funnels in here. This is where I do a lot of the building and then sharing with other people, or I move it into other accounts. But anyway, to start out with a members area, I guess it would be helpful to identify what is a members area. So you have products and you need to deliver them somehow. So you can do that in different different platforms. So some people like Thinkific, like we use Thinkific. Some people like Teachable. Some people like MemberVault. So that's a WordPress plugin, I believe, is MemberVault, or it's not. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. Other people prefer their own custom platforms. And then some people like to use ClickFunnels membership area. So if you're paying the $97 a month to be inside of ClickFunnels and using ClickFunnels, it makes sense to, when you're first starting out, to deliver your products inside of ClickFunnels members area, because it obviously talks to each other and it's an easy integration. The downside of doing that inside of ClickFunnels is when you start to have more than one members area. So say you want to have a members area for each one of your funnels, your users, if they've purchased products that are inside of multiple members areas, they have to log out of one in order to log into another. It gets really confusing, and it's actually really, it's kind of a customer service nightmare. So my caveat to you is, if you're going to use ClickFunnels members area, use it for only one funnel and for all the products inside of your funnel. And I'm going to show you how to do that. If you start to branch out into multiple funnels and multiple products that don't make sense together, you need to start thinking about using something else like Thinkific or Teachable or MemberVault or one of those other things. So to get started, we are going to add a new funnel. And I always do just create new funnel under classic funnel builder. And I just do create a custom funnel because we have to do our own thing. We don't need a recipe. So I'm just going to call this micro offer members area. Call it whatever your micro offer is, because otherwise it won't make sense to you. So I'm going to hit build funnel. And ClickFunnels always starts you out with like an initial page, and then you have to tell it what type of page it's going to be. So up here at the top, they have under membership 2 versions of the members page. So the very first one you want to do is member access. So you cannot have a membership area without a members access. So click on members access first. And then it'll ask you to choose a template. So it really doesn't matter what you choose. I usually choose this one, the simple members access. So I select template. And now I have a members access area. So if I were to, oh yeah, so sorry, I have a members access opt-in. So the next thing I want to do is add a new step. There we go. And we'll just call this members area. Create the funnel step. Go back up to membership, and I'm going to do the member area. So you can't have one without the other. Like, they don't work unless you have both. And then you can select whichever one works. Like, they have a simple membership that matches the theme of the simple access area. So I just usually select that. And great. So now I have a section, and this is where I build out all of my products inside of my members area. So the first thing I like to do is go back up to the access area. And you can see over here that it says membership access, and then this one says membership area. So this tells you what type of page you're working with. If I were to arrow out over here, it'll show me. That's not what I thought it was going to show me. Let's see. What does this one show me? Well, I guess it just shows me my dashboard. So that's not exactly what I thought it was going to show me. Let's go ahead and edit the page. Perfect. So this is what people will see when they log on to your access area. So you can replace your logo. So your logo goes here. And you can, all the same type of editing that you can do on a ClickFunnels page, you can do on these access pages. So like if I want to make that 300, you can change the color of the button or the form to, you know, whatever color you want to make it, et cetera, et cetera. You don't need an integration here. You don't really even need SEO metadata. It's just whatever will show up at the top here. So you could say like whatever the name of your micro offer is, members area. If they've never logged in or created an account with you, they'll see this version. If they have, then they'll just see the login. So it'll just be like email and password and then login. So this one's fairly simple, unless you have like major design things that you want to change on it. The access area is fairly simple. You just hit save and then exit. Okay, so for the members area, this is where we put all of the content for your membership. So the way that I like to set this up is for each product, it should be a section. And then you can restrict access to that section based off of the product that they purchase. So for instance, if you have offer 1, your order bump, offer 2, offer 3. So if you have 4 offers inside of your funnel, then you'll likely have 4 products that you've created inside of your funnel. So you can restrict access by clicking on this button and then saying which product you want to assign to it. So what I like to do, instead of it saying first section, I would call this offer number 1, whatever the name of that is. And then under here, it says product requirements, and this is optional. So if you don't put a product in here, they will have access to all of this lesson section. So everything that's in there, if it doesn't have a product associated with it, then they will have access to it. So what I will do is I will find whatever the product name is. So for me, I just have a bunch of strategy packages. So we'll just pick one of these. So strategy package 12.1. And then I'll update the lesson. So now when I see this, it says offer number 1. And then if I click on restrict access, only the people who purchase the funnel strategy package on 12.1 will get access to this section right here. So then within this section, you can add different lessons. So that's what this is here. And you can add a new lesson with this blue button, or you can edit a lesson that's in there. And so this is the editor right here. And this is the like template lesson that it starts you out with, but it's just like any ClickFunnels editor that you create or that you're creating your pages in. It's the same thing. So I can click on settings of that and I can see, the settings for that section. So I typically like to set it up so that my first lesson looks exactly how I want it to be. So maybe this is a title. So I can put that bold and maybe I make that in the middle and I make that large. So maybe that's the title of my lesson and the subtitle. And then if I have videos that I want to put in there, I can add a row, add an element, and choose video. So typically our lessons consist of like some resources to download, like PDFs to download, or a video training of some kind. So for video trainings, if you need to upload it to either Vimeo or YouTube. I personally prefer Vimeo because you can you have a little bit more control over the playability on Vimeo than you do on YouTube. So I upload everything to Vimeo, and then you just drop the Vimeo URL here, and then that then plays inside of the player. So it's really simple. If you have a resource for them to download, you can either create a button. So you would add set action to a button, and then you can send them to a URL, which is typically like a download of some kind. So if you have a PDF that you want them to download, you can upload it to Dropbox and then grab the share link and drop that here. I always choose open in a new tab or window so that it doesn't replace the ClickFunnels members area. It opens it in a new window. So if you have a resource for them to download, you upload it to Dropbox, grab the share link, and then link that here inside of ClickFunnels members area. And then usually we just type in some text too. So that's what our lessons typically consist of, is a blurb of training or text or whatever, the download of the resource, whether it's a checklist or a PDF or an ebook or some sort of like template for them to follow. And then usually our lessons also include a video. So it can be as simple as this. And I will delete this and delete this because usually we don't need that, and then hit save. So once you've created the first lesson the way that you like it, now you can make a copy of that lesson. So say like my offer one is an ebook and a video training. So, and then I have an order bump. So I'm going to add a new lesson section. I'm going to call this order bump. Obviously you call it whatever name you have for your order bump. And then I want to restrict access to only people who purchase my order bump. So I'm going to find the product that somebody bought that is the order bump. So for this one, I'll just select funnel strategy package 12.2. And then I'll create the new lesson section. So now I have offer one section, and then I have order bump section. So because I already styled the first lesson, I can just make a copy of that and move that into my next thing and then change the content. Also too, you probably want to change this here. So the way that you change the title of the lesson is you click this little pencil here. And so this lets you choose which section it belongs to and then the name of it. So I might call this, like we could do micro offer magic, because that's the name of our front end offer, right? And then update the lesson. And then now it'll say micro offer magic when I preview it. So now I can make a copy of this and it drops it into offer number 1, but I want it to go into order bump. So I'm going to hit the edit button and I'm going to choose the lesson section under order bump. And I'll call this one the 5-day cash machine, because that's what ours is called. And I'll update the lesson. And the weird thing about ClickFunnels is you have to, like, even though you tell it something, it doesn't go in right away, or it does, but it doesn't show up. So I typically have to refresh the page. And then once I do that, then it drops into where it needs to be. So now that I've moved this lesson into the order bump, I open up the editor and I can drop in all of my content here. So I would call this, like, we'll just call that 5-day cash machine, and we'll save that just so we can differentiate between lessons here. So I have my offer 1, I have my order bump, and I'm going to do a new lesson section. This is going to be offer number 2. And we have to assign a product to it. So we'll just pick one for now. And I'm going to duplicate this lesson in here. I'm going to edit the duplicated lesson and I'm going to move it into offer number 2. And we'll call this 5-figure funnels with ease, because that's the name of our upsell. And refresh my page. There we go. And it drops in where it needs to go. So then I can edit, open up the editor. I can update all of the video trainings. So you might have more than one lesson, right, inside of a section. So, and we do, like, inside of our Thinkific, we have tons of, like, sections or tons of lessons or what have you. So the 5-figure funnels with ease is made up of 5 workshops, and within each workshop is multiple videos. So for us, the way that would look is, save this. What that would look like is multiple lessons inside of this one offer. So for here, it would be like 5-figure funnels with ease, workshop 1. And then within workshop 1, I might have a lesson title and a video. And then another lesson title and another video. So within this one lesson, I might have multiple videos that go along with that. And then I can hit save and exit. And then this one would be like workshop 2, and so on and so forth. So I've got offer 1, I've got the order bump, I've got offer 2, and then I would add one more lesson section, and this one would be offer number 3. And I would just choose the corresponding product. So obviously it makes, you can start building out your members area, but in order to restrict access, you have to have your funnel already created with the products already created inside of your funnel so that you can restrict access. But you can start building out your members area before your funnel is complete and add the restriction later, but just make sure that you come back and add the restriction. So, you add some lessons to that for number 3. And then ours is micro offer traffic system. And then within the micro offer traffic system, there's many, many, many lessons and sections and whatnot. But this is how the basic setup of a members area inside of ClickFunnels. So you can have lesson sections that get restricted by products. And then you can have lessons inside of your lesson sections. And then that's where they'll get the actual content. So let me pop into here again. Chances are I need to, oh, here we go. So this is what it looks like on when somebody logs in, right? So we've got offer number 1, and then we have the lesson here. And then we have the order bump, and then the lesson, and then offer number 2. So this one has multiple lessons, and then it has multiple videos within each lesson. And you title it whatever the name of it is. So it actually looks fairly decent inside of here. If I hit log out, let's see what that takes me. Okay, so if I hit log out, this is what it looks like when somebody goes to log into their account. So because I already have an account theoretically, it doesn't give me the ability to create my user area. Or my user name and password. So it's fairly simple to create a members area. If you only have one funnel with the 4 products, like we teach the micro offer funnel system, if you only have one funnel with 4 products, you can very easily create a members area inside of ClickFunnels and give them instant access. Now, how you give them access to this is you have to send them an email, and you want to send them this link right here. So if you have a custom URL, you can go into settings and you can choose your domain. So for me, it would be go.miaelise.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and save and update the settings. That's really annoying, but you have to do that. And then now when I go back into members area, now my login URL is here. So if I want to change this URL, I can go to publishing, because maybe I don't want all these numbers. So maybe it can say go.miaelise.com/ micro offer login. So now the login URL could be go.miaelise.com/ micro offer login. And when I go to that URL, this is what I see. So because I already have an account, or I'm already logged into ClickFunnels, it's not going to allow me to create an account. But if I wasn't logged into ClickFunnels and I wasn't logged into this account anywhere else, it would prompt me to create my username and password. So the way that you invite somebody to do that is you send them an email, right? Inside of your confirmation email, when somebody purchases something, you send them an email that says, here's how to create your account. Go to this URL. Make sure you use the same email address that you use to buy these products. So that's really important. If they create a username and password under a different email address, the products will not be associated with that different email address. So it's really important that they use their exact email address that they use to buy. And you send them this login URL for them to go ahead and create their account. And then you tell them to bookmark that URL so that they always have access to it. Some cool things about this is you can manually enroll somebody in a product. So if you go to the members over here, if you have somebody who's made a purchase or has created, like, so for instance, say if they create an account and you want to give them access to a product, the account will show up here, and then you can click on their email address and give them access to a product. You can send emails to everyone. So like you can send automatic emails to registrants like that says, thank you for registering your account. Please bookmark this so that you always have access to it. So that's kind of cool. So like if somebody, like you can send them an email notification, send everybody, and then like whatever the action delay is. So like an hour after something happens, an hour after they sign up or something like that, you can send them an email. I'm not 100% versed in all the things ClickFunnels membership area, but it is fairly simple to set one up. Again, I don't love them when you start to grow, because if you don't, say you start another funnel and you have something that is not related to this specific funnel, it doesn't lend well to creating multiple members areas. So all products would have to be created and available inside of this one members area and then linked to that specific product. So like restricted access based off of that product. So I hope that was helpful. I will download this recording and post it inside of our paid group for sure. And then this will always be up and available for everybody who wants access to it. Stop sharing my screen and pop back over to Facebook. All right. Hey, Warren. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Sally. I think I lost everybody. So that's cool. If this was helpful, drop a comment below if you would like to, if you're going to use ClickFunnels membership area, let me know if you need any more support. Otherwise, happy Friday and happy Fun Funnel Friday.